we collect in the sale of our sand. That goes right into the local community. And I'll give you some examples of where that goes. So the first thing is, we're looking for full-time people, local people. We're not interested in bringing people even in from La Crosse. They'd have to commute 45 minutes. We're looking for local people that will run our operations. 16 local jobs for Coulee Frac sand operation that consists of such things like excavation, material moving and trucking, some engineering, and some management. These are full-time jobs. And in addition to that, we need a lot more than just those 4 pieces of work done. We need things like construction. We're going to be putting in a scale, the material that we take off the site, land management, landscaping. We're going to, a lot of reclamation, landscaping work that has to be done. Machine repair. When you have machinery, it's going to break down, so we need machinery repair, forestry. Even the restaurant, and convenience, and fuel. We need all this from the local community. We really can't do this unless we group together and work together on this. And what this says is this will create in the local area about 29 jobs to help support this type of commerce. So in summary, we're going to be hiring 16 people. There'll be another 29 additional jobs that are going to be created just to make this happen within this local area. So in total, it'll be about 45 new jobs. And that's the kind of stimulus that we're talking about, at a local level. Now let's look at, some of the revenue that will flow into this area. Again, like I stated before, for every dollar that we sell our sand for, about 37 cents goes into the local community, from anything from fuel to the convenience store purposes. In the next 5 years, we've estimated that the revenue that will be generated from the sale of this sand is about $24 million. And local jobs, which are anywhere from $20 to $25 an hour, including the overhead, we'll be paying $5 million worth of local jobs for these 16 people that I had talked about. And then there's other things like fuel and retail sales and groceries and machine repair and construction, lumbering. We'll be spending another $9 million just to make this operation run. And almost all this comes in from the local services of the community. So that's the kind of impact, financial impact, that we can have on a local level. And I think it's important to remember during this time of the election that we hear all this stuff out in Washington, that there's actually something that we can do here to help turn this economy around. And it's only because of the natural resources that we have here, which is really unique to this part of the world. I'd like to put my 2 cents into land conservation. I'm from Iowa. I grew up in Iowa. I moved here when I was 22 after school, and the reason I moved here was because of the bluffs. Iowa is very, very flat. And when I saw these bluffs, my heart just kind of stopped. The way they roll, and we didn't have that in Iowa. So I fell in love with these bluffs ever since I came here about 40 years ago. And one thing that's not been said is there's about 20 million tons of sand on this site. And as you've heard, we're only removing 4.6 tons of it. Because if we remove more, it would have a harder impact on this land. Now, when we look at this, we all see something different, but I just want to share with you what I see. I see a way to create a paradise, in my eyes, that consists of forest land, prairie land, and natural habitat. The area that I really get excited about is this area right through here. Like I said, I grew up in Iowa. I did a lot of pheasant hunting. When I came here, I did grouse hunting. And so when I look at that, I see something that you probably don't see. I see something like this white dot right here. When I see prairie land, I see I see this. I see a dog training, I see a dog running, I see grouse hunting. That can't be done on the land. So we're not destroying the land. In my eyes, we're enhancing it. And there's no way we could do this if it wasn't for the fact that what's driving this is the value of the sand.
Thank you, Doug. And thank you all. And thank you. We've gone about an hour, and we can go longer. You guys have sent in some questions, and so we want to field those. And one of the questions that came in was something about whether or not we're selling our mining company, whether this is an operation where we will permit this and then sell it. And we are not doing that. Okay, just say it. It's not what we're doing.
You put that in writing? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't expect it to be legal. I just want you to put in writing like a local person would do for a neighbor.
If you want to ask the question, you can send it in.
I think that's one of the
I answered the question. I answered the question. Greg, do you have another one?
Sure, we have lots. I think what you want us to do is try to read these word for word, and we'll try to answer them to with the best answer we can give. And I think an answer to the question, would we never sell the property? Would you sign and say you'll never sell your property, ever?
I'm a business person,
Yeah.
and if I went and proposed something to one of my neighbors and said, I want to put this on my property, and I'm going to do this, you know what? I would sign something and say it. And I wouldn't expect it to be legal. I would expect it to be honorable. And that's what I would expect from you. You're not our neighbors. You just bought this for development, and you know it. And you're going to end up with most of that 200 and whatever million or $24 million.
Well, I'm going to cut this off right here. I will say this.
Exactly. That's
not,
what you have to do, because you cannot answer what I just, respond to what I just said.
well, yeah, questions like that, we're going to handle after the meeting. Here's, the thing is, that's speculation.
We understand.
No, we explained ourselves that we bought 131 acres. I know there's a question, there must have been a typo that said more. It's 131 acres. And quite frankly, we didn't have any expectations beyond that. We don't. If it grows to more than that, if other people have interest in an operation on their property, that's their property. We don't have any say in that. That's none of our business.
That wasn't the question that I asked on
No.
that paper.
It's okay.
It
We
was,
answered the
did
question.
you offer anyone else?
Well, we'll get you.
We answered the question.
We'll get to your question. We've got about 50 questions here, so we need to get to them. So we'll try to answer. We'll try to ask them expediently, and we'll try to answer them. And we're going to be generating a lot of questions from the questions, I'm sure. But to be fair to everybody that's written down on this sheet, let's try to get through all the questions.
Like many classes.
Oh, you want me to read one?
No, I can read
Okay.
it.
I got my glasses. Well, there's a question here. It says expectations of expanding beyond LaBoo's property. We're here tonight. We don't have expectations expanding beyond the LaBoo's property. If it happens, then we'll address it at that particular time. Now, there are other people, there are other landowners that are interested in doing something on their property, and if they do, that's their business. It says routing of trucks and road maintenance. I think that's a question we would like to handle, just the routing of the trucks, where we think they're going to go. And
The route for the trucks, we really don't know yet. And no one would know until you write your contracts for the sale of your sand. It'll go one way down in or the other way down in. Either go north or south or whatever that kind of, whichever direction we would go on in. We don't drive, we're not on township, what's that?
Not on Township.
No, we're not on township roads. The county and state roads are the roads that are built for truck traffic, and so those are the roads that we would drive.
There was a question about, are we driving on Alexson Road? We can't, it's not rated for truck traffic. If Alexson Road gets driven on, that's gonna be a complete, we'll be here all over again discussing whether we wanna improve that road and how that's gonna happen. Because, but for now, no truck traffic can go on Alexson Road.